unlimited rules. I know this is totally different, but welcome. For exploratories, I'm hoping that you guys read through kind of what's going to be happening. Trust me, none of us were prepared for any of this, and I had no desire to ever be on YouTube, but here we go. A lot of you will be like, oh my gosh, Miss Martins, you don't know anything about technology, seeing as I did not know that Twitter and Instagram were different. But we're gonna make the most of it, okay? So here's what's gonna happen and what our format is gonna look like. We will be posting stuff every week, and for me, it's gonna be demos and videos every week that you guys can then go onto and take a look at. The demos will be separated between beginner and intermediate stuff. So those people in my past rotations, I will be adding more recipes for you guys to do, or even if you want to review something that tastes delicious like apple crisp, you can for sure go for it, okay? This is gonna be open to everyone. I want everyone to be able to cook and everyone to be able to enjoy themselves while they're cooking with their parents. And it's just gonna be a fun time, okay? There's no pressure or anything like that. As far as how you're gonna reach me, I'm gonna be putting on posts and recipes on Office 365, and then I'll provide the link to my YouTube videos, okay? Now, bear in mind, I am not a professional, and I never will be. Editing will probably not be that fancy. It won't be using filters, but I'm hoping that you guys will be able to follow along in your family, and that I don't talk too fast, because a lot of my students know that I talk very fast when I teach, and that you guys will be able to just come along with me and have some fun at home baking and cooking and just experimenting, okay? As far as email goes, my email is still up and running. If you want to show me the pictures you've done, if you want to show me the stuff that you have already made, just email me. I would love to continue our relationship together. I think it's really awesome that a lot of you guys are passionate about it, and even if it's like an epic failure, like if I don't know if you guys have watched the Netflix show Nailed It, but I love that show. Even if it's something that did not work out, email it to me, okay? There's gonna be mistakes, you're gonna do stuff, it's gonna happen. Let's have fun together during this time, okay? As far as how posts are gonna go, every Monday we will have a new post, and I'm hoping to have between 3 to 4 demos up for you guys, depending on what happens with my week and my kids. But again, they will be separated between beginner recipes and intermediate recipes. And I will provide those videos on the YouTube channel that you guys are hopefully at right now, okay? As far as other challenges go, I'm really hoping that we can kind of get going with this. If you guys want to see certain recipes, if you guys want to see certain things cooked, let me know, okay? Eventually, I'd love for us to do like a chop style challenge. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but basically you're given a bunch of random ingredients and you have to come up with something. I will definitely do a chop style. If you guys want to, you guys can come up with like 4 random ingredients, and I can see if I can come up with something that tastes good, looks good, or whatever with that. But those kind of challenges are always fun, and we can try those as we move along, okay? As far as substitutions and everything, I will obviously be using what I term regular ingredients, so just regular flour, eggs, all of that stuff. But if you guys have allergies, you can for sure make substitutions. A lot of you guys know that I can't usually eat regular flour or corn or soy, so I do have my gluten-free flour, which of course you'll be able to substitute in. If there's something that you guys don't have at home, please email me and I can maybe find a substitution for that. Flour is a hard one to substitute, but if you have like whole wheat flour or different types of flour, definitely email me and we can see what kind of substitutions we can make for different recipes, okay? Just because my recipe says a certain ingredient doesn't mean it 100% needs to be in that recipe. Again, some of you guys already know that you can replace oil with applesauce. And there's other things that you can exchange out, okay? As far as cooking goes, here's the deal. As much as I know that there are a lot of you guys that are amazing in the kitchen and are able to do just unbelievable things, when you are doing these demos or when you are doing these labs, please, you need to have a parent or someone who is responsible and over 18 in your house, okay? And preferably in the same room as you, all right? We want to make sure that you guys leave your COVID experience with all of your hands and all of your toes and not burning down the house. So I'm gonna ask that you guys make sure that you have a parent or someone there with you. They don't have to do anything, not necessarily, unless you need the help, of course, but please make sure they're there. It's a safety thing, okay? And again, I want all of you guys to be able to come back either in a month's time when this is over or next year when I get to see you again, okay? I think that's it. Overall though, have fun. That's the biggest reason why I'm doing these videos, and that's the reason why I'm providing this information to you guys. I really want you to continue experimenting in the kitchen and learning in the kitchen and continuing on. You guys know that I love foods, and it sucks that I cannot teach you and I can't be there right in your kitchens, but this is the closest thing I've figured to getting there. So just have fun with it, laugh with it, and do not freak out, okay? We're gonna do like low stress stuff. That's what I'm really hoping. And then at the end of it, hopefully you guys are able to make some products that taste awesome, that you can share with your family, and you might have had a good time doing it as well, okay? So in this video, what I'm gonna keep on doing is safety. I know a lot of you guys have already gone through safety. You're probably like, Ms. Martins, I'm so tired of safety, because I know we did it for like the first 2 weeks of my class, or if you've never even tuned in before, because I haven't had you on my rotation, this is brand new. Those of you guys who I've already taught before, just bear with me, okay? But I need you guys to have the safety lecture. I know, it's going to be okay? So as far as safety goes, please make sure that you've got proper clothing on. You'll notice that I don't have any sleeves, any long sleeves. Even if I did, I would roll them up to my elbows, okay? And you have to make sure there's nothing hanging down, there's nothing that can catch fire or anything like that. I have on my apron, right? I grabbed this from the school. Hopefully you guys have aprons at home. If you don't, you can actually make some from like an old pillow cover, and I can maybe show you guys if you really want to see how to do that. But you do need something that will cover you just in case there's splatter or anything like that, okay? The other thing I'm going to encourage is that even though you're at home, I'm actually going to ask that you wear something on your feet, okay? So I'm currently wearing slippers, which is fine. They're full covering slippers, but I'm going to encourage you guys to wear socks. And again, for those of you guys who have had me before, this is to protect your toes. As much as socks doesn't, provide you safety from a falling knife or anything, it provides something, okay? So I would recommend socks or something on your feet just to make sure that you are good to go and that nothing can get down there, okay? Your hair needs to be tied back, of course. We're not, touching our hair, and especially not now, we're not touching our face while we do this. And please make sure that, jewelry and anything else is off as well, okay? You guys know that I'm all about preparation and making sure you've got what you need. So before you guys start the demos and stuff like that, again, what I'll do is I'll provide you with my recipe, and it'll go through the equipment that you guys are gonna need. What I'm gonna recommend is that you lay it out before you, just to make sure you're good to go and you've got everything that you guys need. And you're not running back and forth and to grab stuff, okay? If you've got a kitchen that has cupboards that are really high, what I'm gonna recommend is that you get a really good stool to grab things. Please do not go on your tippy toes and try to reach up and do all that stuff. We wanna make sure that you stay safe in the kitchen. And even if you have a really small workspace, the biggest thing is gonna be that you just keep it safe and clutter-free. And if you use something, you put it away. All of that stuff that I taught you or haven't had the chance to teach you, just make sure it's common sense and it's something that you're doing, all right? As far as oven mitts go, you need oven mitts, okay? I grabbed these from the school. Please do not use cloths or towels or anything like that. We've been over that. Again, these are really hard to make sure that you're gripping properly. Also, they're not made for that, okay? So when we're doing stuff where we're baking with the oven or anything, please make sure that you've got your oven mitts and you're ready to go and you've actually got them out, okay? A lot of times they're the last thing you think of and then it's super stressful. Just make sure you've laid everything out and you are ready to roll, all right? As far as fires go, I'm really hoping that does not happen, okay? But as a review, you have to be 99% sure what kind of fire you're dealing with all the time. Do not use water if you are not 100% sure, okay? Or 99. Anytime we have grease or electrical fires, you are not going to use water. Do not use water. It'll explode back in your face. If you've got an electrical fire, please make sure you just try to cut the power. If you've got a grease fire, again, try to make sure that you are covering it with like a pan or something. Salt or baking soda will work. At the end of the day though, it's about safety, so please make sure you're not putting yourself in a position where you could start something on fire. And we'll go over different steps that we can prevent that in recipes. If you know that it is a paper fire or something that is, made from wood, you can use water. But again, please make sure that you're taking the steps. Do you guys have smoke alarms or smoke detectors? Okay, those are safety things, right? Especially in the household. I don't know if any of you guys have fire extinguishers, but also make sure that they are readily available. And if not, talk to your parents about, what's your game plan as far as if there is a fire, okay? But again, that's not the goal, okay? We do not want fires. We don't want to lose our lands, we don't want to lose our houses, all of that good stuff. So just make sure that you're prepared for that just in case, okay? Washing your hands. Okay, those who I have taught before, and even those who are in my rotation right now, I told you guys, COVID, you're welcome. I taught you guys how to wash your hands. Those of you guys who have not been in my rotation yet, we always wash our hands for 20 seconds. You are going to wash your hands with hot water, as hot as you can handle without burning yourself. And again, we're not going to touch any of our handles or anything like that. We're going to do our elbow swipe, okay, in order to turn on taps and stuff like that. And then 20 seconds worth of scrubbing. So you can sing ABCs. You can sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star twice, okay? But it's like scrubbing all over the backs of your hands, the fronts of your hands, your cuticles, all of that good stuff, and then rinsing off in hot water as well, okay? So that's my kids. That's why I just looked over there. They're 5 and 7, so of course this is a little bit interesting for them as well. So again, washing your hands, we're always gonna make sure that we wash our hands before we start anything. Try to avoid touching your face, okay? Try to avoid having your hands in your hair, doing the swoop, all right? We wanna make sure that whatever we're baking, we are staying sanitary and we're not transferring any type of bacteria or anything to what we're making, okay? If you make a mess, okay, it is not your parents' responsibility to clean it up. This is on you. But I know some of you guys are probably laughing at me being like, Ms. Martins, I have a dishwasher. I can use a dishwasher instead of me forcing you to hand wash everything. All right, okay, I admit you guys win this one. You guys can use your dishwasher. Just make sure that whatever you're washing is dishwasherable. It can be in the dishwasher. You can use your dishwasher for it. And it can get clean properly that way. Of course, if you don't have a dishwasher, hand washing is the way to go. And of course, I've taught a lot of you guys how to wash dishes, and I'll do another video on how to wash dishes, which I know you guys are so excited for. Yeah, okay, so if you do have access to a dishwasher, use it, that's fine. But again, please make sure that what you are washing in the dishwasher is actually able to go in there and not going to melt, okay? But overall, you are responsible for washing your own dishes, okay? So it is you that's going to be loading the dishwasher if you're going to use a dishwasher. It is not your parents' responsibility to clean up after you. That is all you, okay? So please make sure that you're not getting your parents to help you in that regard. Again, you make the mess, you clean it up, okay? And follow my notes. All right. Okay, so for those of you guys who have not been through my rotation before, what I'm going to do right now is just a quick getting to know different items, because I might term items differently than you guys might, or your parents might, or whatever. As far as measuring cups and measuring spoons go, what I am going to attempt to do is post my recipes in both imperial and metric. Because I know some of you guys right now are at home and you're saying, well, I have cups and I have tablespoons, but I don't have milliliters, which is what we use in Canada. So what I'll do is I'll try to do both, or I will try to make sure that I have got a like a sign up or something to say like, this is what equals this. And maybe I'll post that in Office 365 for those of you guys who have that. Just because you have imperial at home doesn't mean you can't cook, okay? So I will be using the stuff that I have from the school, which is my metric. So it's 50, 125, and 250 for my measuring cups. And then it's 25, 15, 5, 2, and 1 for my measuring spoons. But I also at home in my own house, I use imperial. So I use tablespoons, cups, all that good stuff. So I'll show you guys how to do that. Please don't worry about it, okay? It's not something that you need to stress about, all right? As far as liquid measures, I'm hoping that most of you guys will have something that is clear, right? That you guys can do for liquids. If not, if that's not something that you guys already have, you guys can use your dry measures. It's just that it's really hard to clean afterwards. You have to make sure that you aren't using dry, then liquid, then dry again, okay? Or else you'll get stuff stuck to these, all right? Rubber spatulas, you guys should all know what those are, and you know that I love them. And then we've got metal spatulas. Now, if you don't have one of these at home, again, you guys are welcome to use the back of a butter knife, and it works the exact same way, and I'll show you guys that in recipes when I'm doing measuring. But if you do have one of these are awesome for measuring, and of course we are going to level off, okay? Some of you guys like to eyeball it. We're not eyeballing, okay? We're gonna stick with what we know how to do, okay? Other items that we're going to be using is, I call this a flipper. Some of you guys call this a spatula or a turner. I call it a flipper, okay? So you will need to make sure, especially when we're doing stovetop stuff, that you've got this, all right? Wooden spoon, of course. And then my trusty utility spoon and fork, okay? Well, the opposite, but that's fine. You just want to make sure you've got a hardy spoon, right? Something that won't bend easily as you use it, okay? That's got a little bit of weight to it. And again, if you don't have these, you can always substitute something else, but I'm hoping most of you guys have utensils at home, okay? You will need bowls. You know, I have Pyrex bowls that I'll be using with you guys. So I will have a small and then I'll have a big. And I would recommend that you have a small and a big one as well when you guys cook. When we do recipes, again, if we do muffin tins, I would be making them in batches of 6 because I'll be using recipes that I have from school. If you would like to double the recipe, more than welcome. You're totally, just go for it, okay? You guys will then be working on your addition and your multiplication. You're welcome. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Most people have muffin tins in 12 numbers, okay? But again, I'll be using my 6 one for my recipes. You can easily double the stuff. And the other one that we will probably be using is, of course, our baking pan. Okay, and again, for those of you guys who have a baking sheet, which is basically like this, but it only has one side, you can use either or, all right? Other than that, if there's something else in the kitchen that we're gonna need, I'll introduce it, like a pastry blender. Some of you guys probably will not have this, and I'll show you guys different things that you can use instead, okay? Please, 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 just because you take a look at a list and you don't have the equipment, it doesn't mean you can't cook or bake, okay? If you guys have questions, just email me. It should never be like, oh, I can't do that because I don't have this ingredient or I don't have a wooden spoon or whatever, all right? We can work together during this time and just reach out, all right? I want you to be able to do this. And so, yeah, but also I'm learning too, okay? So let's just be kind to one another and then I think we'll get along just fine, okay? Overall though, okay? Just breathe, all right? I'm looking forward to posting these demos. I'm looking forward to allowing you guys this opportunity to continue to cook, continue to learn. But I mean, at the end of the day, I want to see you back in the classroom. That's, a lot of this is hands-on, and a lot of this, you know, it's not necessarily meant for a YouTube platform or online platform. Let's just try and let's just go for it. And, you know, at the end of the day, smile, it's going to be all right. Okay? So that's all the information I have for you guys. I'm hoping that you guys watch this complete thing before you guys start to cook or start to bake. Again, if there's things that you guys want to learn, like different skills, different recipes, different whatever, email me, okay? I would love to have suggestions, but I do want to make sure that it's positive, right? We want to make sure that the stuff we post on Office 365 is positive and we're working together on it, okay? So that's all for now. I'll see you next demo and stay cooking.